Be the change you want to see in the world. This statement, coined by Mahatma Gandhi, holds a profound meaning that resonates with people across the globe. In today's world, where information is readily available and the collective consciousness is awakening to the pressing issues our planet faces, it becomes imperative for individuals to embody the change they desire. As we delve deeper into the challenges that our planet is confronting, it becomes evident that solutions are not lacking. From renewable energy technologies like solar power and zero-point energy to sustainable alternatives like hemp, there are countless possibilities to address these problems. The potential to manufacture eco-friendly products, such as bottles and paper, from hemp instead of relying on destructive practices that harm the environment, showcases the untapped potential for change. However, despite the availability of these solutions, the process of implementation often proves arduous. History has shown us that change takes time, and the journey towards a better world can be hindered by bureaucracy and red tape. It is disheartening to witness the delay and resistance faced by innovative ideas that could revolutionize our planet for the better. In order to overcome these obstacles, individuals must take it upon themselves to be the catalysts of change. We cannot rely solely on governments, corporations, or institutions to bring about the transformation we seek. Each and every one of us has the power to make a difference, no matter how small. Being the change means embodying the values and principles that we wish to see in the world. It means living in alignment with our beliefs and taking actions that contribute to the greater good. Whether it is reducing our carbon footprint, supporting sustainable businesses, or advocating for policy changes, every effort counts. Moreover, being the change also entails spreading awareness and inspiring others to join the movement. By sharing knowledge, engaging in meaningful conversations, and encouraging others to take action, we can create a ripple effect that amplifies our impact. It is through collective action and collaboration that we can truly bring about the change we desire. It is important to remember that change starts from within. We must cultivate a mindset of compassion, empathy, and responsibility towards the planet and its inhabitants. By aligning our actions with our values, we can create a ripple effect that extends far beyond ourselves. One of the most significant examples of world change in recent years is the controversy surrounding genetically modified, GM foods and the pesticides used in their production. These foods are created by altering the genetic makeup of plants to enhance certain traits, such as resistance to pests or herbicides. However, this technology has sparked widespread opposition from millions of people around the globe. Numerous studies have emerged highlighting the potential dangers of GM foods and the associated pesticides. These studies have raised concerns about the impact on human health and the environment. As a result, many countries have taken action by either banning or imposing strict regulations on the production and sale of GM foods. This response demonstrates the power of public awareness and activism in bringing about change. The growing awareness of the potential risks has led to a shift in consumer behavior. More and more people are choosing not to purchase GM foods, opting instead for organic or non-GM alternatives. This change in consumer demand is having a significant impact on the market, forcing food producers to reconsider their practices and adapt to the changing preferences of consumers. The rejection of GM foods and pesticides is a clear example of individuals taking action to be the change they want to see in the world. By making conscious choices about the food they consume, individuals are collectively sending a message to the industry and policymakers that they prioritize their health and the environment over convenience or profit. Furthermore, the opposition to GM foods has also led to increased support for sustainable and organic farming practices. Many consumers are now actively seeking out local farmers markets and community-supported agriculture programs to ensure they are purchasing food that is grown without the use of harmful pesticides or genetic modification. The movement against GM foods and pesticides is not just limited to individuals. Non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and advocacy groups have played a crucial role in raising awareness and mobilizing public support. These organizations have conducted research, organized campaigns, and lobbied governments to address the concerns surrounding GM foods and pesticides. In response to the growing opposition, some companies have started to invest in research and development of alternative, more sustainable farming methods. This includes the development of natural pest control methods, such as biological control or integrated pest management, which reduce the reliance on chemical pesticides. These efforts are a direct result of the pressure exerted by consumers and activists. In conclusion, the opposition to GM foods and pesticides is a powerful example of individuals and communities coming together to effect change. By raising awareness, changing consumer behavior, and advocating for stricter regulations, people are actively shaping the future of food production. The rejection of GM foods and pesticides is not only a reflection of individual choices, but also a collective effort to prioritize health and sustainability. This example serves as a reminder that each individual has the power to make a difference and be the change they want to see in the world. Be the change you want to see is what will change the world. Being the change you want to see is what will change the world is a powerful statement that holds a lot of truth. It means taking responsibility for your own actions and choices and understanding that even small actions can have a big impact. Being the change starts with self-awareness and a commitment to personal growth and development. It means examining your own beliefs, values, and behaviors and making changes where necessary. It means being honest with yourself and acknowledging your own flaws and biases. Being the change also means being proactive and taking action to create the world you want to see. It means not waiting for others to make a difference, but instead taking the initiative and leading by example. It means standing up for what you believe in and speaking out against injustice and inequality. Being the change is about living in alignment with your values and principles. It means making choices that are in line with your beliefs, even if they are not popular or easy. It means being willing to make sacrifices for the greater good and to prioritize the well-being of others over your own comfort or convenience. Being the change is not about trying to change others or imposing your beliefs on them. It is about inspiring and influencing others through your own actions and behaviors. It is about being a role model and showing others what is possible. Being the change is also about recognizing that change takes time and patience. It is about being persistent and resilient in the face of obstacles and setbacks. It is about understanding that change is a process and that even small steps can lead to big results. Being the change is not always easy. It requires courage, determination, and a willingness to step outside of your comfort zone. It requires a commitment to lifelong learning and growth. But the rewards are worth it. When you choose to be the change you want to see in the world, you become a catalyst for positive transformation. Your actions inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect that can spread far and wide. Together, we have the power to create a more just, compassionate, and sustainable world. So, let us all take a moment to reflect on how we can be the change we want to see in the world. Let us commit to personal growth and development, to living in alignment with our values, and to taking action to create positive change. Let us remember that even small actions can have a big impact and that together, we can change the world. If you do not like the modern-day food industry and love all animals, you have the power to make a difference. By cutting out junk food and stopping the consumption of meat and dairy products, you are taking a stand for what you believe in. This is not just a personal choice, but a statement of compassion and empathy towards all living beings. Choosing to be the change you want to see is a powerful act. It is easy to complain about the state of the food industry or the treatment of animals, but true change starts from within. By making conscious decisions about what you eat, you are not only improving your own health but also contributing to a more sustainable and ethical world. But it doesn't stop there. Being the change goes beyond just dietary choices. If you don't like anger, war, or destruction, it's time to transform yourself and find your inner peace. Let go of the triggers that may lead to violent tendencies and choose to not participate in any acts of violence, whether they are physical, emotional, or even negative thoughts. It is important to realize that all the atrocities that happen on this planet are our own creation. Placing blame on others is futile because nothing harmful can happen to the planet without human participation. We must take responsibility for our actions and strive to transform ourselves if we truly want to see a transformation in the world. Some may argue that technology can save our planet, but I believe it is not the technology itself that matters. It is the intent and consciousness behind its creation that holds the key. We need to develop technologies that are in harmony with nature and promote the well-being of all living beings. It is not enough to rely solely on technological advancements. We must also cultivate a mindset of love, compassion, and respect for the earth. The list of changes we can make goes on, but it all boils down to being that change. It starts with each and every one of us. We have the power to make a difference, to create a world that is aligned with our values and beliefs. It may not be easy, and it may require sacrifices, but the impact we can have is immeasurable. So, let us be the change we want to see in the world. Let us choose love over hate, compassion over indifference, and harmony over destruction. Together, we can create a brighter future for ourselves, for the animals, and for the planet. The time for change is now. Practice what you preach. Practice what you preach. These 4 simple words hold a powerful message that resonates with people from all walks of life. It is a call to action, a reminder to align our beliefs with our actions. Yet too often, we find ourselves falling short of this ideal. In today's world, we are bombarded with information and ideas. We are constantly awakening to new knowledge and insights. We become aware of the issues that plague our society, whether it be the harmful effects of GMOs, the importance of mental health, or the need for sustainable living. We passionately advocate for change, urging others to join us in our quest for a better world. But here lies the irony. How many of us truly practice what we preach? How many of us, in our pursuit of change, fail to change ourselves? We become so consumed by our mission to create awareness that we overlook our own actions. We continue to engage in habits that we know, deep down in our hearts, are wrong. Let's take the example of GMOs. We passionately argue against their consumption, highlighting their potential risks to our health and the environment. We urge others to reject GMO-laden products and opt for organic alternatives. Yet, secretly, we continue to consume GMOs ourselves. We justify it by saying it's convenient or that we don't have any other options. But the truth is, we are not practicing what we are preaching. This discrepancy between our words and our actions has far-reaching consequences. It erodes our credibility and weakens our message. Others notice this incongruity and are quick to point fingers at us. They question our authenticity and sincerity. And rightfully so. How can we expect others to follow our lead when we ourselves are not walking the talk? It is essential to understand that practicing what we preach goes beyond mere consistency. It is about integrity, authenticity, and personal growth. It requires us to align our beliefs, values, and actions. It demands self-reflection and the willingness to make changes in our own lives. When we practice what we preach, we become living examples of our message. We inspire others through our actions, not just our words. We become beacons of hope and catalysts for change. Our message gains credibility and influence, and people are more likely to embrace it. Which brings me to my next point. Practicing what you preach is a process. That's why it's called practice. An aspect that is often overlooked is that practicing what you preach is indeed that. It takes practice. Major changes in your life will not come with ease and comfort. A perfect example for me was eating meat. The year I decided to stop, it was a process, not something that happened overnight, but eventually I was completely successful. Change takes time, it takes practice, so as long as you are practicing, trying and doing it to the best of your ability of what your heart desires, then you are on the right path, and indeed in the process of practicing what you preach. When it comes to practicing what you preach, it's important to understand that it's not a one-time thing. It's a continuous process that requires dedication, perseverance, and a strong belief in what you stand for. It's easy to talk about what you believe in, but actually living it out is a whole different story. It takes effort and commitment to align your actions with your words. One area where this principle often comes into play is in the realm of personal habits and lifestyle choices. Take the example of eating meat. For many people, transitioning to a vegetarian or vegan diet is a major change that requires a lot of practice. It's not something that can happen overnight. It takes time to adjust to new eating habits, find alternative sources of protein, and overcome cravings for meat. But with consistent practice and determination, it is possible to successfully make the switch. The key is to approach the process with patience and a growth mindset. Understand that change takes time and that setbacks are a natural part of the journey. It's important not to beat yourself up if you slip up or struggle along the way. Instead, view these challenges as opportunities for growth and learning. Each time you stumble, it's a chance to reflect, reassess, and come back even stronger. Practicing what you preach also requires self-awareness and introspection. It's important to regularly evaluate your actions and beliefs to ensure they are in alignment. Ask yourself if your words and actions are consistent with the values and principles you hold dear. If not, it may be time to make some adjustments and recommit to your path. Remember, the process of practicing what you preach is not about perfection. It's about progress. It's about taking small steps every day towards living a life that is true to your convictions. It's about being honest with yourself and others, and holding yourself accountable for your actions. In conclusion, practicing what you preach is a journey that requires time, effort, and dedication. It's not always easy, but it's worth it. By committing to the process and staying true to your beliefs, you can inspire others and create positive change in your own life and in the world around you. So keep practicing, keep growing, and keep living a life that is in alignment with your truest self. I feel that we've been programmed so much that it can be hard for the mind to let go of habits which you know are not in your best interest. Are you practicing? Are you even trying? Again, change might not happen overnight, but you will get there if you are truly practicing. It's a process and it's all about what you feel deep within yourself. At the same time, if years have passed and you are still struggling to make the same changes, you are not practicing what you are preaching correctly. There may be something else you need to look at that's probably preventing you from letting go of what your heart desires to let go of. Maybe something that lays dormant inside of you that you are not addressing. We live in a world that bombards us with information and influences from all directions. From a young age, we are taught certain beliefs, habits, and behaviors that shape our thinking and actions. These ingrained patterns become so deeply rooted in our minds that it can be challenging to break free from them, even when we know they are not serving our best interests. But change is possible. It starts with awareness and a willingness to challenge the status quo. Are you actively practicing new ways of thinking and behaving? Are you making a conscious effort to let go of old habits that no longer align with your values and goals? It takes time and effort, but with consistent practice, you can reprogram your mind and create new positive patterns. The journey of personal growth and transformation is not a quick fix. It requires patience, dedication, and a deep commitment to yourself. It's not about achieving overnight success, but rather about making progress every day, no matter how small. Each step forward, no matter how tiny, brings you closer to your desired outcome. It's important to listen to your inner voice and trust your intuition. Pay attention to how you feel deep within yourself. Are you aligned with your true desires and aspirations? If not, it's time to examine why. Sometimes, despite our best efforts, we find ourselves stuck in the same patterns, unable to make the changes we desire. In these moments, it's crucial to dig deeper and explore what might be holding us back. There may be underlying beliefs, fears, or unresolved emotions that are preventing us from fully letting go of what no longer serves us. These dormant aspects of ourselves need to be acknowledged and addressed. It's not enough to simply preach change, we must also practice it in our own lives. If we find ourselves struggling to make the same changes year after year, it's a sign that there is something else we need to confront and release. Self-reflection and introspection are key in this process. Take the time to explore your inner landscape and uncover any hidden obstacles that may be hindering your progress. Be honest with yourself and open to the possibility of growth and transformation. Embrace the discomfort that comes with letting go of familiar but limiting habits. Trust that by releasing what no longer serves you, you are creating space for new possibilities and a more fulfilling life. Remember, change is a journey, not a destination. It requires ongoing effort and a commitment to personal growth. But with persistence and a deep understanding of yourself, you can break free from the programming that holds you back and create a life that aligns with your true desires and aspirations. So keep practicing, keep trying, and never lose sight of the incredible potential within you to create the life you truly want.